Hello everyone, my name is oG.Coldflame here with oG.Coldflame. We are going to be casting a ZVP here on Belstrier Vestige. In the bottom right corner, we have End of Line. And in the top left corner, our orange Protoss player, it is Praise. So, Coldflame, how are you? This is your first appearance on casting with me, I suppose.
It is indeed.
Good start,
It is
good
indeed.
start.
Always.
But ZVP, you are a respectably high Masters Protoss player, I would say. What would you anticipate to see from this kind of game, ZVP?
Well, based on the the probe movement in the Praise's base already, we already can tell that he's most likely going for a Forge Fast Expand style. Whether that's Nexus first or Forge first is probably going to depend on what he scouts with that probe.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we are both teammates of End of Line, I know that you practice a whole lot with him in ZVP and PvZ and ZVP. What can you say about his style in this matchup?
Well, he has two styles he really likes to favor: the 3-hatch before pool, and then a 2-hatch into a nice Roach Hydra timing. So I expect to see one of those two plays out of him today.
Yeah, both plays he's very strong with. He's very good at being aggressive. Both players scouting relatively early, no early pools, no super fast forge from the Protoss player. A little bit of a drone pull there from End of Line trying to surround that probe. Just good scouting from both players. End of Line will see that this is going to be a Nexus first play from the Protoss player. Is actually going to work a little bit on that pylon there. Excuse me. Meanwhile, the two drones are actually chasing the probe down into the natural. Just trying to deny the hatchery. Ooh, even tried to put down a pylon there for a split second, but
the drone got in the way.
Yeah, the drone of End of Line did a really good job blocking that guy. This probe is actually getting a little bit low on health and is going to run away. Meanwhile, on the other end of the map, End of Line is actually doing kind of the same thing, harassing Praise's probe, just trying to deny that Nexus as long as he can, but that drone will have to run away and get away.
See, Praise is looking to deny End of Line's third, so it does look like End of Line's trying to go for that 3-hatch before pool.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job with this. This has actually been really annoying for End of Line. First, having to pull that second drone from the main base to get the probe away from the natural, and now actually not being able to get down his ooh, and even a nice pylon block there. That probe narrowly escaping. But meanwhile, actually in the third position, End of Line had a drone sent up there. I believe that was the drone that was coming from the natural, actually taking the 3 o'clock position. So this is a little bit tricky.
And we see the Forge coming down, the second pylon coming down before the gateway. So Praise is worried about some kind of speed link or early link pressure, considering the fact he blocked the third.
Yeah, really good point. He actually let that pylon at the third base finish. I wonder if he'll let this, if End of Line will let this stay here for an extended amount of time. And a lot of Protoss players will see that this pylon is still alive and use it as a future warp in point. But hold on, End of Line has actually gone for 4-hatch before pool, pulling a little bit of a page out of Katz's book. What do you think about this, Bells?
Well, I'd say normally it's extremely risky, but because of the lateness of Praise's gateway, he is in no way, shape, or form at all pressured by this. There's nothing Praise can do to stop this, or even put any kind of pressure or punishment at all upon.
Yeah, the pool has just started for End of Line. Double gas is also coming down for Praise, just chronoing away at his Nexus in his main base, also in his natural, as we see that now.
Yep.
So
yeah, the cyber timing's definitely about 20 seconds late here from Praise, and that really hurts his ability to really punish End of Line, for going for this 4-hatch before pool.
Yeah, that mothership core can get out there and start poking away at stuff and just be super annoying. Praise also actually commenting, asking End of Line if he had taken the 3 o'clock base, which of course we see, but he still doesn't. I don't think he is the knowledge that this is a 4-hatch before pool. No, he is absolutely blind to this fourth hatch.
And he's not even 100% sure that he actually took that spot.
Yeah, this could be some sick mind games from End of Line. Praise knows that he should all in End of Line. End of Line has actually alluded to the fact that he has gone 4-hatch before pool, just really not giving any sort of what's about any potential pressure coming from Praise. Praise still does have this pylon down in the typical third base, but this Zealot of Praise will work its way into the 3 o'clock position and will in fact confirm that, yes, you do have 3 hatcheries, and I don't have to worry about any sort of 2-base shenanigans.
For the most part, I agree with that, because you haven't seen any Lings on the map, so it's not likely to be a Ling Bane all-in, because that would be hitting in the next 20 seconds, so he would have saw the Lings.
Yeah, the Zealot gonna do a little bit of damage. Will actually get 1 drone and kill 2 Lings, but is ultimately cleaned up. The scouting of that Zealot provided probably was worth it. Could have sent a probe down there, but he did do a little tiny bit of damage.
Yep, and then that pylon in the third base, it's still up for praise there. And that could be a huge problem to end of line should Warp Gate actually finish.
Yeah, Mothership Core is starting to work its way across the map. Praise does have control of this tower with his Stalker. We'll see if he does decide to warp in down there, or if he is just going to go straight for the pressure into this third base. This pylon in the third is going to start getting attacked by some Lings, and it is kind of far away. But one Overlord might end up going down to the two Stalker of Praise in the middle of the map. +1 is about to finish, as well as Warp Gate and 2 more gateways. Speed on the way, as well as Roach Warren for end of line. So, +10 Lings, he does feel like there is a little bit of pressure potentially coming his way.
Yeah, okay, there it is. I'm surprised not to see a proxy pylon coming down from Praise here.
Yeah,
it's going to need to start doing pressure. We have a miss rally in the main with Praise, actually. We have 3 probes not doing anything. And the gateways are being added on now, so Praise is looking to do some kind of +1 pressure. Now, +1 is finishing now, so I feel like his gates are a little late. He's only going to have 3 gates to do it with.
Yeah, end of line also. End of line seems like he's relatively prepared for this. I mean, he's got a bunch of Lings coming. Roach Warren is almost done, and with relatively, only a gateway tech army from Praise, I'm not sure how much damage this can really do. 24 Lings is 24 more Lings are on the way. So
typically, I'd be exceptionally scared for end of line right now. But Praise, even with that +1, he has not warped in a single zealot.
Yeah, there's just
0 zealots in the field.
This is a pretty paltry-looking army in the middle of the map. Just three sentries, 3 stalkers, and a mothership core, with only enough for one time warp.
And just look at the minerals he's floating. You have to hope he's hoping to grab his third here soon and use them for that, or maybe he's just going to plan on using all of these warp-ins right at once.
Yeah, speed is done for the Lings, and a lot of them are starting to come forward. The sentries are going to start getting surrounded, but Praise does have a recall there and will end up going back to his base. Wise decision there to recall, realizing that his sentries were just too late on the force fields, and that no good was going to come from taking a fight there.
And Praise is definitely hurting right now. His options significantly limited. The Zerg has a massive presence on the pro side of the map, and Praise simply has just no way to answer. All he can do is defend right now.
Yeah, his tech has been okay. He has started Blink as well as +2 attack. Also throwing down 2 more gateways in the back of his base, but Burrow Roach and Burrow Roach movement coming out of end of line
as well as plenty of roaches.
Yeah, he's getting ready for this. Getting ready to look like he wants to try and deny a third base. But 2 Lings are in the third base of Praise, ready to deny that probe coming over. Mothership Core will float over, but not actually end up killing the Lings.
We still have no tech down from the Protoss besides Blink and +2. We know that's exceptionally strong versus a no-upgrade Zerg, which is luckily what he's going against. But if for some reason the Zerg was getting Carapace like he should be right now, that would be that could be a significant problem to end of line. Or not to end of line to Praise, but because he's not getting that end of line, actually could be in a serious spot here.
Yeah, little engagement in the middle of the map. A lot of really nice angle there from the Lings to get on top of the sentries. Some force fields are doing
a great fight for the Protoss player, definitely so.
Yeah, force fields are doing pretty well against the Lings. Lings are starting to get kind of chopped up against the +1, almost +2 zealots of Praise, but Praise will come out with another recall. There are quite a lot of roaches here coming down now. Another pylon does get canceled.
The supply was just not in Praise's favor for that fight. He was so on.
Another really kind of paltry-looking army of just gateway units with none of those really scary Robotech units that are,
and
really
he has no signs of any of them on the way.
Yeah,
he's got to make something happen soon before this gateway army expires in its usefulness.
Yeah, really nice flank here from end of line to get behind the sentries with the roaches. Some more force fields are coming down from Praise, but these force fields. Ooh, Burrow has finished as well as Burrow's movement. End of line is going to burrow onto the force fields, effectively negating the usefulness of the sentries. Mothership Core trying to do as much of it can, but Praise is forced back into his natural expansion. Still no third base on the way for Praise as well. One cannon
with no robo on the field, this burrow could really hurt him.
Yeah,
the only form of detection is down with the cannon.
Yeah, that one cannon was the only form of detection. Sentries are starting to get low and have no more energy, as well as starting to fall. Mothership Core trying to do the best it can. More Blink Stalkers are warping in. +2 has finished for Praise, so it does look like he will be able to force back end of line. End of line continuing to poke away. Might end up actually getting that fortune. He will. And with that, it does look like end of line will decide to back up. Still no third base on the way for end of line, Praise, as a Baneling Nest does come down. So
no fourth base for end of line. End of line is going to look to end it here with the Baneling Nest. There's no other reason to get a Baneling Nest at this point in the game other than to end it. Zerg needs that gas for attacking and for doing other things. So the only reason to get Baneling Nest is if he's going for the kill right now.
Yeah, really nice move here from end of line as well, burrowing a Ling in the third base. He knows that there's no third base. He's checked the top center position as well as the kind of 7 o'clock position to I guess 10 o'clock position. looking for a third base, and he knows that there's no third base. Bleedstalker's kind of in the middle of the map, a little bit over-eager trying to poke away at the Zerg army, but he will end up blinking away there. Robo on the way now for the Protoss player. Still a lot of gateway units, but you really need some kind of Robotech to deal with this many Lings and this many Roaches. Blink Stalkers without immaculate control are just not going to be enough. But they will try and whittle away at some of the Zerglings.
And the army supply is just so huge in End of Line's favor right here. It'll take a micro beyond godlike in order for Praise to even have a shot at holding his base here when End of Line decides to attack.
Yeah. Ooh, some speed overlords with Ventral Sacks also upgrading. So it does look like this is going to be a Baneling drop from the Zerg player. Mothership Core will see that the Banelings are morphing, and this looks like Praise wants to get a little bit aggressive
A
here.
massive miscontrol from Praise here. The Zealots are stuck behind all of
still no detection.
Stalkers here.
Still no detection, so the Burrowed Roaches are able to get under the force fields. Praise kind of realizing that he's a little bit out in the open right now, deciding to pull back into his natural.
And with no force fields left. Wait,
Well,
no, sorry, one force field. He
but
has no
against
way to really engage this army.
Against the Burrowed Roaches, how can he engage the army? He has to have detection in order to deal with the Burrowed Roaches, otherwise they'll just completely negate the force fields.
The Ob did just pull out, so
Yeah.
the Ob is out. But the Bane drops here have potential to do massive damage, especially with Praise's Miss Army control here.
Yeah, Ling,
Stalkers are in front, and yes, not what you want.
Lings and Roaches are starting to put forward. The Banelings inside of the Overlord starting to hit some of the Stalkers. Now working on top of
the drop.
Oh my goodness. All of the Zealots and all of the Sentries will go down for Praise.
Supply has just dropped drastically.
Now the Roaches are able to get into the natural base on top of these Stalkers. The Cybernetics Core does go down, so no more Stalkers for Praise. Only going to be able to morph in more Zealots, more Ling reinforcements, as well as 24 Roaches are in the production tab. Speed has finished for these Banelings as well, so they're going to be able to get on top of the Blink Stalkers even more easily.
Well, that overcharge goes down, it's simply not enough.
Yeah, and with the Robo coming down now, I don't know if there's going to be any way for Praise to come back into this game.
The Robo does survive one hit point.
Oh, wow. Somehow, just barely, Praise will blink forward and pick off these speed overlords. Some of them will end up getting away, though. But the low techness of Praise's army just seems to be killing him. End of line.
Supplies just tell the story right here.
Yeah, end of line.
Down by 100 supply.
Yeah, over 100 supply now for ahead for end of line. Just making another round of speedlings, probably going to morph those into banelings, and then just go for it after killing all of those sentries, knowing that there's no way that there are going to be force fields here.
Praise was able to warp in, 7 more sentries here. That gas would be much better spent getting some kind of tech out.
Yeah, just.
But, I mean, what do you do at this point? It's past the time to tech. It's past the time to do things.
Yeah.
He has to make something happen.
Just an absolute line of red coming over across the Praise side of the map. As end of line is starting to move forward. Desperation cannons coming down for Praise now, trying to hold on to this. One Immortal.
Not the best force fields, but not terrible either.
One Immortal is in the production tab, though, trying to get that out to try and deal with these Roaches. More Banelings are morphing in as end of line is starting to load up into the Overlords. The strength of this Baneling drop is in the fact that it is a surprise, but right now it might just be a numbers game. End of line will come forward with these Roaches in front, trying to tank for the Overlords that are full Banelings. Cannons do barely finish. Immortal does pop out, but it's just going to get focused down. Banelings starting to drop on top of the Sentries. Sentries are going to go down. Only the Stalkers are left now. It does look like the Roaches are going to be able to get on top of the Nexus. It does look like End of Line has finally been able to break through the Nexus cannon as well as the force field wall of Praise. Praise does have to GG as End of Line is able to take out Praise with that cutesy little Burrow Roach / Baneling drop. Pretty excellent game. What do you think, Coldflame?
Well, I think the game is his poster child for the reason why Protoss has to tech. I mean,
Yeah.
Praise, he got the blink, he got early attack upgrades, but it didn't make a difference. Even with the no upgrades, one melee attack for the Zerg, Zerg was just able to simply overwhelm, just pure numbers. The inability to clinch that third and the inability to tech ultimately is what cost Praise this game.
Yeah, I totally agree. The small little, every time you had a gateway army out on the map, it just always felt really paltry, just really small. Not like it could deal with any large number of Roaches with no upgrades. But that will be the end of this game. Thank you all for watching. I have been oG.Coldflame here with oG.Coldflame, and we will see you guys next time.